This is The Top, where I interview entrepreneurs who are number one or number two in their industry in terms of revenue or customer base. You'll learn how much revenue they're making, what their marketing funnel looks like, and how many customers they have.
I'm now at $20,000 per talk.
5 and 6 million.
He is hell-bent on global domination. We just broke our 100,000 unit sold mark.
And I'm your host, Nathan Latka.
Okay, Top Tribe, this week's winner of the $100 is Rich Jones. Okay, Rich Jones, he is stuck in corporate. He wants to break free. He's binging on the show. For your chance to win $100 every Monday morning, simply subscribe to the podcast right now on iTunes and then text the word Nathan to 33444 to prove that you did it. Many people ask me how I used email to sell my first company, Heyo, and it's simple. You want to do things like open tracking so that you know when a potential buyer actually opens your email or potential new customer. You also want to set reminders so you can quickly know when to follow up with somebody if they haven't replied to you, or use things like auto follow-up sequences. You can do all of this with a company called thetopinbox.com. In fact, I liked it so much, I bought the whole business. Go try it for free at thetopinbox.com right now. Nathan Latka here. This is episode 508. Coming up tomorrow morning, you're going to learn from Wyatt. He's a 21-year-old who invested $500,000 to reinvent webinars with his new company, Demio. Folks, good morning. And Nathan Latka here. Our guest today is Gerry Colyer, and he is the head of growth at a company called Siftery. Previously, he was VP of Growth at Health Sherpa and co-founder of 2 startups. He's a graduate of Yale and Stanford. Also joining later on, we'll have the CEO of Siftery, and he's really has over a decade of experience in the B2B software space and started the company simply because he was convinced there was a better way for companies to discover, select, and make better use of their software. Both the CEO and Gerry are 500 Sharps alums with previous companies. Gerry, are you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely, yeah. Great to be here, Nathan.
All right. What was your 500 company, by the way?
The one we went for 500 startups was Central Mayoreo. We tried to do a kind of Alibaba for Mexico, which is where I grew up.
And what was it called?
Central Mayoreo. It's like Wholesale Central.
Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah.
All right. So let's fast forward. Did you and it's pronounced Vamshi, right? The CEO?
That's right. Yeah.
Did you guys meet at 500?
No, we were sort of introduced through the network and through other friends in common, but that wasn't necessarily what initiated our conversation.
And
so
So fast forward now, tell us what Siftery does and how you guys generate revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. So Siftery, we're in the business of helping users discover and select software. Specifically, we have a focus on business software that is going to be a good fit for their stack and, trying to, fill in any gaps that they might have. And we do this by essentially tracking. So we're tracking about 10,000 software products right now and tracking, hundreds of thousands of companies that are using them. And then we use all this information to feed our recommendation engine. And that recommendation engine is just getting better over time as we get more data, both from scraping the web, looking for, snippets of code. And then we also have the community contributing a lot of those data points, like users telling us what they're already using. And some of the vendors letting us know who their customers are so that we can then use that to make recommendations to other similar companies.
Who's leading the data quality at Siftery?
So we have, what's unique about our team is we have a small team in San Francisco. There's 5 of us in SF, but we do have another 25 team members who are distributed between Kiev and Bangalore, which is our biggest office. Vamshi and Ayan, who's our CTO, have worked with the team over there for many years, and that was the foundation of our engineering team, data science team, which is growing over there.
Bangladesh, you said, in San Francisco.
Bangalore.
Oh, Bangalore.
Did I say Bangladesh?
No, I may have heard it wrong. Bangalore. So you have a team member of about 30 people spread across Bangalore and San Francisco.
Yeah, and Kiev, small team in Kiev.
Oh, in Kiev. Okay, cool. So the reason I ask about data quality is because, first off, I want the audience to understand this because it is a valuable tool. I encourage you to use it. A lot of people don't know tools like this exist, but and correct me if I'm wrong here, Gerry, basically what they do is it's a combination of they're scraping the web. You know when you like install something like Mixpanel and you have to go like put a tracking code on your website so that Mixpanel will work? Well, what Siftery does is they basically scan the whole web, right? And they see which websites that Mixpanel tracking code is on, and they can then tell you all the companies that are using Mixpanel. So if you're a competitor to Mixpanel, that's a great list to go attack, right? Because you know they're already users of a familiar product. Gerry, is that all accurate?
Yeah, that's exactly one of the things that we do is scraping the web, looking for these hints, snippets of code usually that are good indicators that someone's using a product. But in addition to that, so we do have this kind of network component, community user-generated content. And so whenever we see a hint across many different websites, we're asking the community for confirmation. And if we see that a certain hint does not correlate very well with confirmation, so we get a lot of people saying, no, we're actually not using this, then that lets us know that that hint is actually not very accurate. And so the combination of this programmatic, scraping of the web and the community component means that we can have a really uniquely accurate data set that you're not going to find somewhere else. So that combination we think is very powerful.
So you're kind of crowdsourcing the indicator quality, right? And then if the indicator quality is strong from a first-person source, you'll basically apply that rule across the entire web to build out the data set very quickly.
That's right. That's definitely one of the things that we do.
Interesting. Okay, very cool. How do you make money?
So there are ways to make money here on the there are folks who have done something like this and try to create tools essentially for sales team. Our sense is that we're trying to play for the longer run, the longer term, and trying to create tools for software buyers. And so what we're ultimately trying to get to is a point where the software buyers themselves are willing to pay for a premium tier of services that Siftery is able to offer. So, for example, like one other product that we're working on, which is in a bit of a private beta right now, is trying to get some pricing points for software. Trying to get folks to tell us what they're paying for different amount of software, and give them back benchmarks and use that information to make recommendations. Whether they might be overpaying for their current software, or there's a different piece of software that fits their needs that it could be cheaper, and if so, we can drive value that way, or we have a few other ideas.
Gerry, are you pre-revenue right now?
We have like a couple of like biz dev deals in the pipeline, but they're not substantial.
So anyone listening right now, they can go use this tool for free. It's not like it's not like $10 a month to use. There's no SaaS model here. You haven't figured out a pricing model yet.
Right. So currently it's free. It's free for vendors who want to put their product out there. It's free for company users who are trying to find new software, get software recommendations. And our plan is to keep it free and then, build, additional functionality that so software buyers ideally will want to pay for.
Got it. Okay. But that doesn't exist yet, right?
No, it doesn't exactly exist yet. So just to give you a sense for the stage that we're at as a company, we raised $4 million seed earlier this year.
Okay.
And we're looking to focus on the revenue piece more next year.
Got it. Very cool. And so you've got a team of 30. I'm curious because you have a very interesting mix between San Fran and Bangalore and Kiev. Give me a range if that's fine, but what are your monthly headcount expenses?
So we currently, our current burn rate allows us to operate for still over 2 years. And I think that's one of the unique advantages of having a distributed team the way we do. That, for a team our size, we're able to do quite a bit and move really fast.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you just raised $4 million and I divide that by 24 months, which is a 2-year kind of burn rate, it comes out to about 160 grand. What are you spending? Somewhere around 160 grand per month all in, including headcount expenses?
Yeah, actually under that. I think our burn rate's like 1.3 right now.
Got it.
1.3 million a year.
Got it. Okay. What is the what I'm really curious, I should have just asked this at the beginning. What advantages are you getting by having a development team in Bangalore? Like, what's the average developer cost in Bangalore?
Significantly less. I don't know the exact salary for all our team members over there. But obviously the cost of living is a fraction of what it is in San Francisco. But we do have strong team over there. It's actually, a lot of the team there is like pretty young guys who have, just come out of school or have, one work experience before that. And I think, it's definitely folks that when I interact with them, and I haven't been to our Bangalore office yet, but I will be early next year. When I interact with them, it feels like I'm interacting with someone here in Silicon Valley. Like they have that mindset. So the salaries are lower, but the cost of living is lower as well, obviously, and there's definitely great talent.
So what are you're head of marketing and head of growth, right?
That's right, yeah.
What number are you looking at daily? What do you care about to measure growth? Since obviously revenue is obviously the best indicator of growth, but since you're pre-revenue, what are you focused on every day? What number? Yeah,
so a good proxy for us is how many users we're signing up every day. But ultimately what we really care about is how many of these data points are being contributed by the community, because that's just a unique advantage that we have, and it also feeds back into our programmatic scraping. So that's really valuable. Ultimately, I think that's a key metric for us. And then we're also just trying to build an audience, right? So ultimately, we're trying to encourage more vendors to be actively engaged with the platform. And one way that we do that is, by having more folks who are making the software buying decisions through Siftery. And some of those will be able to contribute data points, but others might be more casual users. And so we're looking at kind of those two extremes as well.
So what year did you launch in?
The product actually just launched earlier this year. Yep. We had a pretty successful product hunt launch in January.
How many users did that drive?
Quite a bit. It was like 6,000 plus. And then there was a TechCrunch article soon afterwards. That helped quite a bit as well.
How many did the TechCrunch article?
A fraction of that. It was maybe like 1,000.
So product was more powerful than TechCrunch.
Yeah, I mean, also Siftery is still one of the 50 most upvoted products on Product Hunt, I think. So that was really good.
All right, Gerry, you're half smiling. There's an art to this. You don't just you have to put a marketing plan together, get all those upvotes the day you release it to get ranked that high. Now, obviously, we know Ryan is a YC alum, so you guys have connections there. But what strategically were you doing? Take me back to that morning. You posted on Product Hunt. Are you emailing your user base, your mom, your dad, telling everyone to go upvote it? How'd you get all the upvotes so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, Vamshi will be able to speak to that a bit more. But there was definitely, some encouragement of, the existing beta users, existing user base, some friends, some folks in the 500 startups network. But I think everyone on the team was surprised by how well received it was. When we were, when the team was predicting how many users we would get out of it, it was basically, a tenth of what we ultimately ended up getting. So definitely very surprising.
And what are you at now in terms of just total user base since launch date?
So we have about 25K right now, users who have given us mostly their company email addresses. So we think these are very valuable users who are engaged and who contribute those data points.
And how do you measure the utility they're getting from Siftery? Do you measure how many unique searches each business email has done? What's the utility metric?
So for us, one really key one is when we give a software recommendation and someone tells us that it's a good recommendation, there's a very easy way. There are kind of cards that flip that are very easy to interact with. When someone tells us we're giving them a good recommendation, whether it's through one of those cards or because they email us, let us know about it some other way, we think we're doing our job right.
Interesting. Okay. How many recommendations do you send out per, month or per week, whatever you track?
I wouldn't even estimate that number right now.
Okay. Got it. So, I mean, I'm getting a better sense of your potential revenue model. So basically, if you get to the point, you could say, hey, Mixpanel, pay us $1 million a year, and every person that we think is using one of your competitors will recommend them your product at a little cheaper price if you cut a deal with us. Something like that, right?
Yeah, it's certainly a possibility. I think the first area that we're targeting is trying to fill folks' gaps. So if they're looking for a CRM when they didn't have one, or they're not doing a certain type of analytics, that will help them fill the gap. But there can also be substitutes and consolidation, right? Because the thing is that there are no perfect substitutes in software often. Your stack can look very different. You can have 20 products doing 20 different things, or you can consolidate that into a couple that do 10 things each, 10 of those things each.
Yep. Well, very cool. Gerry, as people watch you build this company, where's the best place for them to connect with you online?
So I'm at Gerry at Siftery.com, or my Twitter is GGIACO, and check out Siftery and, interact with us. I'm on Intercom frequently as well, and yeah, we'd love to help you guys out.
Folks, I may have to stop doing the podcast. I will tell you why. I have found a business and I'm ready to go all in. It's the one I want to take public by the time I turn 30. It's called thetopinbox.com. And here's why I know it's going to be big. Very big. There are so many other companies charging way too much for this right now. Yesware, ToutApp, Boomerang. That's to do things like send later reminders and auto follow-ups for salespeople inside of your Gmail inbox. I'm doing it. I'm going to do it for free. We have so many people using it. It's growing so fast. And we do many of the things that salespeople love. We don't require people to leave the inbox to go log into a website. It's so simple to use. And I have to tell you, salespeople are like drooling over this thing. They're like licking the drool off their keyboard. They're loving this thing so much. Thetopinbox.com. Go install it now. Use it for free, people. Okay, I like you because you're listeners. Use it for free before I decide to start charging for it. Go right now to thetopinbox.com. Okay, Top Tribe, I have to tell you, many people go, Nathan, you came out of nowhere. Your website's growing so fast. How'd you do it? The answer is simple. So I use HostGator. I don't know if you guys know that, but I use HostGator. And the reason I do, they have like about 4,500 free templates I can use because I don't code. They've got a great e-commerce plugin. And guys, I bug the heck out of their support. They've got 24/7 support, which I love. So what I've done is I've worked with them. You guys know I make great deals. If you go to HostGator.com/Nathan, you can sign up, get your own domain for 30% off and a 45-day money-back guarantee. Okay, again, I make great deals for you guys. Go to HostGator.com/Nathan to grab that now. Top Tribe will link to that in the show notes at nathanlatka.com/the-top508. Again, /the-top508. Gerry, let's wrap this thing up with the famous 5. These are 5 last questions with one-word answers. You ready?
All right.
Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
I was just reading Hooked by Gerry and liked it a lot.
That's a good one. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now? It's okay if you don't have one.
Yeah, Elon Musk is like such an easy one, right? But I just keep getting blown away.
Number 3, is there a favorite online tool you have, like TopTal?
A favorite tool is the question?
Any online tool.
We've been using Buffer a fair bit, and that's been really good for us.
Number 4, yes or no, do you get 8 hours of sleep every night?
Not quite.
And what's your situation? Married, single, do you have kids?
Partnered up, no kids.
No kids. Okay, and how old are you?
30 recently, a couple weeks ago.
Well, congratulations. So last question, take us back 10 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
I thought I wanted to go into public service, which I'm still interested in, but I didn't study computer science. I kind of wish I had more of a focus on that in college.
Top Tribe, there you have it. He wished he studied more computer science. They had a big launch on on Product Hunt, adding over 6,000 users. Now, today, as of November 2016, Siftery has over 25,000 users as they start exploring how to more intelligently recommend online tools, whether it's back-end, front-end, etc., to companies to help them build their businesses faster. Gerry, thank you for taking us to the top.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Nathan.
If you enjoyed Gerry today, go back and listen to Abhimanyu yesterday. They've raised $300,000, and their chatbot helps your audience talk to you and get answers immediately. Top Tribe, I love giving away free money. I feel like Oprah giving away cars, and I have something special for you today. How many of you have heard our super sharp guests talk about success they've had with Facebook and Google Ads? Well, all of you listening right now, yes, if you're listening, you get $100 in free AdWords. Here's how you get it, okay? Again, thanks for listening. Get the free $100 from Google, right, when you sign up with my website host provider, HostGator. Go sign up now to get your free money. HostGator.com/Nathan. Again, that's HostGator.com/Nathan. Okay, Top Tribe, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. And don't forget, before you listen to any other episodes, subscribe on iTunes right now for your chance to win $100 every Monday.